Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Tarian here from the Disability Digest, and welcome to our YouTube live event. Today, we are going to focus on saving folks money on your medications, how to drop your drug cost. We have over 33 years of disability benefit experience here in the room today, so we look forward to helping you out. So if you're new here, welcome at the Disability Digest. We provide these events as a way to help you get your benefits approved, keep your benefits, and maximize your benefits. So we'll have the primary part of the program today, and then we're going to have a question and answer session. You'll learn more about that in a moment, where you can get your questions answered about this topic or any other disability related items. So as you see on the screen here, we're going to talk about how to save money on medications in 2025. There's some all new options available that you're going to learn about today, which we're excited to share with you. So before we get started, I would like to have my guests introduce themselves and share a little bit about their background and what they do here at the Disability Digest. So Philip, if it's all right with you, we'll go with ladies first.
Always.
All right. All right. Daphne, and considering you're a guest here today, thank you for joining us. How about starting?
My name is Daphne Graff, and I have worked with Brian since 2020. And so I'm going on 6 years with Brian, and I have enjoyed every bit of it. I am a licensed insurance agent. I've been licensed since 1999, and I work in the Medicare field with Brian. So I am so excited about sharing some information with you today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Daphne. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about you starting and COVID.
That's
Yes.
true.
Yes. I'm glad you're still here and that COVID is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Nadine, love to hear
All
from
right. So, hi everyone. My name is Nadine. I work as an advocate here at the Disability Digest. So, if you just sign up as a member, you would probably get a call from me immediately. So, I'm the one who helps Brian and the team do the initial interview for our members, screen and see how we can help you in getting your disability income application approved faster. So,
you.
yeah.
Great. Or if they're already approved, you help with that as well?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Good. Thank you, Nadine. Mr. Philip Price.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Philip Price. I know y'all probably seen me a few times. I am an advocate with the Disability Digest. Been working with Brian going on almost 8 years now. Wow, 8 years.
Yeah. It's more like this.
Yeah. Oh, it's been quite interesting and quite informative and educational.
Yes.
I am a disabled person myself and have been through the process and understand what it takes. So, and I work as an advocate here. So, along with Nadine and Daphne, we strive to help those that are, going through the process, been through the process, and trying to maintain their benefits. So, yeah, it's a lot to learn, but if you have to go through the process, you definitely want to learn as much as you can, and this is a place to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and also I run my Facebook group. It's one of the fastest growing Facebook groups, I think. We've already surpassed 10,000 members, and if if you join as a member with the Facebook group, then you can also join as a member with the Disability Digest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice collaboration. Philip's group provides some wonderful support, and our goal here is to provide you with like the actual steps and what you need to say, what you need to do. And you'll learn more about that at the end. I'll go through like the 4 primary reasons that people come to the Disability Digest and the key courses that they use like yearly, all the time. So you'll learn more about that at the end. So good. All right, so let's get into it. So we are going to go through today a series of items having to do with medications and reducing the medication costs. There's a lot, in my experience, also in working with members, helping them get approved. And once they're approved, there's a lot of misunderstanding about what the options are. And there's, frankly, still for me even, there's so much to learn that we're going to try to make this simple for you and give you a few nuggets of information that hopefully will be of value to you. So we're going to bounce back and forth here. And Daphne, I'd like to start with you. And this is a common occurrence that I experience in working with people that are Medicare recipients. As they say, you know what, I just got this new drug and it's going to cost me so much money, or I've been on it for a while and the price changed and I want to change. I want to change my plan. I just want to go somewhere where it's going to cost less, right? So
Right.
can you speak to that?
Yes, I can. There are several things that you should do before you decide to change your plan. One of the main things is tier pricing. You can get an exception for your drug. So if your drug is in a higher tier, like tier 3, tier 4, you can go and get a tier exception where you could get it even down to a tier 2. And it's done on an individual basis. It's not done across the board. So just saying that your drugs is higher, right, and you want to change plans doesn't mean that you're going to be able to get cheaper drugs. It just means that you're going to go from one plan to another plan because a lot of times they're across the board. They have the same tiering, but like I said, you can get tier exceptions that will help you out to be able to get your drugs at a cheaper price. And with the new rules that they have, Ryan, where your limit now is $2,000 for the year. So if your drugs cost you $8,000, all you're going to be responsible for is $2,000. Okay. There's no more gap, right? With this new plan, you don't have to worry about entering a gap period. There's no more gap, and they've given you an extra benefit of being able to price your medications out for the full year, and that's a payment plan. And basically, that payment plan, if you start at the beginning of January, you can go for the full 12 months and be able to pay the $2,000 off, and that's all you're responsible for. So those things are very, very important with the new rules and regulations. And the one thing that you want to do is check to see if you qualify for extra help. Extra help, the amount that you can make and get extra help has gone up significantly. If you're individual, you can make $1,883 per month and be able to qualify for extra help. If you're a couple, married, $2,555 a month, and be able to apply for the extra help. There are some people they get the extra help automatically. Others have to apply for it. So if you're within those ranges, I definitely would tell you apply for the extra help and get the benefits of cheaper medications. Okay.
Yeah, for those that are out there might be saying, well, what do you mean by extra help? Can you Can you
Yeah,
explain?
the Extra Help program is administered by the Social Security. It's a program whereby you can get your drugs from $0 cost up to about $4, $5. And it's very a lot of people are automatically put into the plan. And Brian has the fact sheet up right there. Some people automatically put in the plan based on their income levels, and others have to apply for it. But if you don't know the limitations of where you can be at in your monthly income and still qualify, right? Then you might miss out on a very good program, which is the Extra Help program.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nadine, I just put the link so you can spread the love.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So definitely want to check it out if you're around or below the income threshold, right?
Yeah. And if you have if you owe a penalty, those people that are on the Extra Help programs, you don't have to pay the penalty, the late enrollment penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big
Mm.
benefit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Daphne, one thing I also wanted to ask you, for those that might not be familiar with the drug tiers, I have a prop over here.
Oh yeah.
So one of the things that we started with this was when I'd asked you, I said, okay, if you change plans, you from one to another, then it's not necessarily going to save the problem. So, for example, how about if we do this? If you explain how the tiers work, and then we can use an example of this tier 3 in this plan versus another plan that I have over here.
Okay. So as far as a tier three, the preferred brand name, right? A lot of times the doctors will give you a generic brand instead of a brand, tier three, which is the $47 versus a $0 cost. So you it doesn't matter whether you're on this plan or the other plan, you can get that same type of pricing. So I've seen plans where let's say there was a drug that was at a tier two, but it was at a tier three with another provider. So I would not say do not check your drugs. I would say just make sure you don't start switching plans until you check to see if your drugs are cheaper,
Right.
another provider than the other.
Yeah.
Because most of the time they are across the board on the same tiers. There are some differences, and just remember you can get tier exceptions as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my effort to point this out is this is two different plans. One is from Humana and one is from United Healthcare, but both of their tier 3 pricing is $47. So if you change from that one to the other one, you're like, oh, right. So that supports Daphne's point there. Yeah. Okay. What's next, Steph?
Okay, so I've done my portion right here, and I think Philip, you're next.
Okay. Yeah. So what I wanted to move on to next, Philip, was the Patients Assistance Program.
Yeah.
Help people understand what it is, who it can help, how it works. Let me know how I can assist in the process.
Okay. Well, with the price of medications, I'll use myself as an example. Even with your Medicare coverage, your drug coverage, some of the medications can still be, $1 here, $1 there, $5 here, $10 there can add up. And if you have a lot of medications like I do, even with your Medicare coverage, it gets expensive and, you just can't afford some of the medications. So there are programs out there that you can apply for through the patient assistance program that will cover the cost of the medications 100%. Now you have to apply for these programs, and you have to apply for them through the manufacturers of the drugs. Now, not all manufacturers offer the program, so you'll have to do some research and find out, find out what your drug is, the name of your drug, contact your provider, find out if that drug is in their program. If it is, and you can apply for the patient assistance and get those drugs for no cost, for zero, if you qualify. Now, there are conditions of qualifying. It has to do with your finances, how much your earnings are per year, and some other factors in there also. You just have to do your research, like I said, and look it up and see. And like myself, some of those, or most of my medications are because I had a transplant and I have to have, what do you call it? Lost my train of thought here.
Yeah, I might be messing you up by putting these things on the screen, but while you're collecting your thought, the two things I put up here is, one is a general explanation about the patient assistance program. Well, not in more detail if you want to go to the CMS website. And then this is the website for Merck. So like Philip said, if you have a medication that is a Merck medication, you would come here and start the process. Does that sound right, Philip?
Correct.
Okay.
And then a couple of the other ones. One is Lilly Cares. Lilly is a manufacturer of a lot of medications, but Lilly Cares, you can apply with them, and like I use them for my insulin. I have two different types of insulin that I have to take. One is through Lilly Cares, and then the other one's through a company called Sonify.
Okay.
It's S-O-N-F-A, S-O-N-A-F-I, Sonify. S-O-N, I can't spell either today either, but it's Sonify.
Sonify, right. Good. I just want to give everybody a heads up that's out there in the audience. We're going to do a Q&A in a few moments, and you can enter your question, as I see some of you have, into the chat. But we'll also share a link with you where you can come in and join the panel here and ask your question directly. And we can help you ideally with getting, keeping, and maximizing your benefits. So if it's something other than that, then I don't expect we're going to be of much assistance. So just heads up for that. We'll get that started in a few moments. All right, Philip, so this is great. So for any medication, it doesn't have to be like astronomically expensive. You can apply for patient assistance, right? What's the general criteria to be accepted?
One is your income. Generally, it's not that high. I mean, you can qualify if your income's like $2,500 or below. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 25,000 a year or below. Also, it takes into account some of them are geographical. It's not available in all areas. Mm-hmm. So you have to put in, zip code, put in your annual income, and your conditions, and of course the type of medication you're taking, what it's for, and that's about it as far as the the general parameters of what you have to. Information you have to give them in order to try to get approved. Okay, great. Some of the other medications also I was trying to think of a minute ago and lost my train of thought was I had a kidney transplant, so I have anti-rejection medicines also. And a lot of those anti-rejection medicines are also extremely expensive, and you can get those covered. through the patient assistance program if they qualify.
Mm-hmm.
When you go online to like Lily Cares, it'll bring up a list of all the medications that are in the program.
Mm-hmm.
And then the criteria like your income and geographical location and all that kind of information.
Great. Great. Anything else we should know about patient assistance?
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Brian, I would like to add that everybody should just go into Google and Google patient assistance programs in their state, because sometimes the states have foundations and other entities that help with
Oh,
medications as well.
Yeah.
really?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Great tip. Great tip. Okay. Good. So we provided a few links for you for general information and an example for Merck that you can check out. Daphne, I'd like to come back to you for a minute on the feature that you explained where if you have a higher tier drug, you could get it reduced. The pre-authorization, prior authorization.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I understand from your explanation, like you can get the drug reduced, but like who could do this? How do you get started doing it?
You
Those
can
types.
get the support of your primary care physician to help you, but also you can just write the plan, go to your customer service number on the back, call the provider, and ask the provider for the process of you getting a lower tier, or not a lower tier, excuse me, a higher tier, meaning a higher tier would be going up to tier 2 or tier 1, right?
Yeah.
So you would do that process. And I think Philip's done that before. He had
Yes.
yeah.
I'm
And he
Yeah.
was successful at it.
Yeah, I'm confused. If you want to go up a tier, you're going to be increasing your pricing. No?
Okay, so when I say up, so let's say you have a tier 3,
Yeah.
but you want it to be at a tier 2,
Yeah.
right? And then it's
Yeah.
going to be a lower price.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to go down a tier
Mm-hmm.
to reduce your price.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So can somebody, if like that United Healthcare plan that I just showed, if somebody was on that plan, they could flip their card over and they could contact United Healthcare and start the process. Say, listen, I have XYZ medication.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Like I said,
So
it's only it's not done across the board for everybody. It's you've got to request it and the doctor's got to support it.
okay. So do you have a recommendation? Is it better to go to the plan or to the doctor or do both first? I mean,
Do both. Go to your doctor first, let your doctor know about the medicine, the expense that you're having with it, and the
Okay.
doctor can help support you. But then after that, go to your plan.
Okay.
Now, as I said before, Philip has done that. So I'd like
Yeah.
to hear something as far as what Philip did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, some of the medications I take are anti-rejection. And when I first started taking them, there were tier 5
Whoa.
drug, which is one of the highest. So I was with United Healthcare, still am. So I contacted them and asked them if there was some way to get that tier recertified at a different level so that it get my cost down.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me the paperwork. I had to give it to the doctor to fill out, submitted it back with a new prescription for the same drug, and they reduced the tier down to a tier 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Done
So
on an
it's
individual basis.
Yeah, it's all done on an individual basis. If you check with, and I know reading the plans is Greek, but if you sit down and go through it, and if something you don't understand, just call your provider and they'll explain it to you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but understanding your plan and the process and how it works, if you have subject to conditions that have medications, is just, it's really important.
Yeah, and they're not going to call you up and say, "Hey, Mr. Price, you could switch your
No,
drug tier here and get a reduction." They're not going to do that. You're
no,
going to have to take it upon yourself to do it.
no. And just to support what Daphne covered earlier with the extra help program, not everybody is automatically enrolled into extra help. I have met a lot of people that they need to be proactive and apply, and
Exactly.
they can save on their medication and their Medicare Part B premium, which is a huge game changer, right?
That's true, Brian. And they also for the state program to support your Part B premium, right? They have gone from it says here if you're single, you can make up to $1,715 to apply for the Part B premium assistance. And if you married, you can make $2,320 per month. So
Once again, getting punished for being married should be double. All right.
but a lot
I'll
of
leave
people
it at that.
a lot of people don't think that they will be able to qualify for that. And with those limits now, they are able to qualify. There's a lot of other people that can qualify for that.
Okay. Good, good. We should definitely spread the word. All right. Anything that we should cover that we haven't covered in our topics today? Like,
Well, it's the pre-authorization. The pre-authorization, and I just wanted to quickly say that the pre-authorization for you should be able to when you're doing let's say you have a drug that is very expensive, you can get a pre-authorization from your doctor, right? The doctor, mostly the primary care physician, would help you, support you to get that drug to be covered. Okay. It's not only just for drugs, it's for procedures, that medical procedures as well. And if you don't get the pre-authorization, you could be left holding the full bag for that procedure.
Oh, I was not aware that pre-authorization was available on procedures.
Yes, it is. It says here prior authorization in healthcare is a requirement that a healthcare provider, such as your primary care physician or hospital, gets approval from your insurance plan before prescribing your medication or doing a medical procedure.
Oh, good one, Daph. All right.
Yeah. So it's just good to be knowledgeable of these things. And you can go to a guide that says is verywellhealth.com/prior authorization, or you can go to the GoodRx prior authorization guidelines. There's a lot of guidelines in there in reference to the prior authorization if you want to know more information about it.
Okay, great, great. Yep, at the end, I'm going to cover 4 different resources that we offer here at the Disability Digest. One is a benefit review. We do have a waiting list, but you can certainly apply for one if you're a member. And part of what is done in that is helping you understand some of the nuances that we have covered here and more. Okay, this has been wonderful. In respect of time, I want to slide into the Q&A section of it. So let's do this. Nadine, if you would just give a brief explanation about putting the link out there,
sure.
processes, and then we'll move on to Philip.
Yeah, sure. So guys, I just put in a link So you can join us live for Q&A today. And then once you join, you're going to be put in the waiting room, especially if there's several of you joining. And we would very much appreciate if you would put in your question in the comments box in YouTube, or you can also send it privately to me in Zoom. I'll send you a message and you can respond in Zoom. But if you're having a hard time navigating via Zoom, you can send in your question in the comment section while you wait in the waiting room so that
Yep.
we would at least already have an idea on what your question is about before we let you in.
Right. Great.
Yep.
So that link will go in, or if you just want to text, put your question in the chat. Now, listen, you can join us with good news too. That would be great if you have some good news. It's always welcome, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I want to start with Philip. As Philip mentioned, he runs one of the fastest, I don't know if it is the fastest growing groups for people that are going through the disability approval process, Facebook groups that just went over 10,000. So Philip goes through on a weekly basis and collects some of the questions that the group members have. So we're going to bring those up, answer them. Hopefully you'll provide value in those. And by the way, for the Q&A, it can be anything, any topic disability benefit related. We did cover medications today, but it could be anything else. So, all right, Philip, let's have at it.
All right. First one. What is a family practice exam appointment? They scheduled me for one. Assuming they're talking about an ME.
Oh, an independent medical exam?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're probably, yeah, so they would send them to a family practice. That's the first time I've heard it referred to as that.
Yeah, me too.
So Social Security uses doctors in the approval process and also for the continuing disability review process. And the doctors are paid a ridiculously low amount of money to spend, time with you to evaluate you, confirming that your conditions and limitations are consistent with your medical records. This is not a normal doctor's appointment, and if you treat it as such, it could be extremely detrimental to your disability approval chances. So at the Disability Digest, actually on our YouTube channel, I just updated the video with like the steps that you need to do when you go to the doctors. You can check that out. If you're a member at the Disability Digest or would like to be a member here at the Disability Digest, this is part of the disability approval course where you get the full meal, all the steps that you do when you go into the doctors. Some of the key things are, don't go alone. You need an advocate to validate that the doctor did what they said they're going to do. And Patrick just requested to join, Nadine. You know what I haven't done is I need to make you like give you the power, right?
Co-host, yeah. Yeah, but
Okay.
I saw he posted his question as well. He's asking about a notice. He said he saw a notice about grocery assistance card. He wanted to know if that is true. And also he have a son who is 31 years old, who is intellectually disabled, and he also wants to know if his son could possibly qualify for disability.
Okay, so we'll have him come into the room in a minute. I don't know if he's still here, but we can definitely address those. I'll finish up with Philip. But so that's the doctor's appointment piece on that. Okay. What's next, Philip? Patrick Hangout will be with you in a few minutes.
Next one says, if you take short-term disability, apply for SSDI at the same time, can your 5-month waiting period be covered for your leave, or do you have to be totally unemployed?
So I presume the 5-month waiting period is the elimination period for Social Security disability.
That's what I'm assuming. Yes.
So if you're on short-term disability and you're not working, then your elimination period would start. It doesn't, although you're receiving income from your short-term disability and maybe they're holding your job for you, technically you are not working. So your elimination period would start. Did I answer that correctly?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
All right, next one. I'm getting ready to do my appeal after the first denial. Do you have to do it at once, or do you have recent record does it? I don't understand what they're asking.
I can help you. I can help you with that. If you're doing the appeal on your own, at the Disability Digest, we have a comprehensive disability approval course. And this is it right here. This is just the intro part, but it has sections broken down for how to file your initial application, what to do while you're waiting. And for that specific appeal right there, it has the directions for it. So if you're not a member, join us as a member. I'll go through the details at the end. And you can, when you get into that part of the course, you'll see what to look for in your denial letter. You'll understand how to turn around and communicate that back to Social Security by writing a brief, and then other follow-up information and evidence that you will be missing. So that's how we can help you there.
On the second part of that question, they were wanting to know if they go on and fill out their appeal and they have to stop, will it let them go back and complete the application?
It should give them a re-entry code. Yes.
Okay. All right, here's a good one for you. This one, you got to put your thinking hat on for this one. Does my IRA affect the amount of my premium I pay for Medicare?
Does my IRA affect the premium I pay for Medicare?
Yeah.
Medicare premiums are determined by your Part B premium is determined by your income. So I'm going to go with no, right, Daphne?
Yeah, right. So there's two type of premiums, the premium for the plan and the Part B premium, right? And it has no effect on them.
Right. Right. Okay. Good.
All right, that's all I had for today. Does Nadine have anything?
Well, we have Patrick here with a question.
Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Hey, Patrick. Thanks for
Hey,
joining.
Patrick.
How are you?
Hey. Yeah. So, I have been classified as disabled since 2020, right in the middle of COVID. In the meantime, I have a 31-year-old young adult son who's intellectually disabled. I don't know if everybody up here knows what that is. Back in the day, you would say mentally retarded. We don't use that word anymore. And it's just so frustrating because that diagnosis kind of tells you everything and nothing at the same time. And we applied, and actually have a daughter who applied, and she did get disability because of some specific healthcare reasons. But it was just like ongoing waiting and waiting. It rejected. We appealed. He had an attorney. We did all the things, and he's still rejected. And so we just gave up. It was just ongoing for like years. It was, I think, I applied for his before I applied for mine, actually. And we just gave up. But I'm kind of at the point now because he's had more hospitalizations. He's had several things, and things are very delicate. And I'm getting afraid that if something happens to him, I won't have any kind of safety net for him, or any kind of, I don't know what to do. Honestly, I don't know what to do. Can you all give me any insight at all what I should do?
I'd like to learn a little bit more about the situation first. Is there any work history, Patrick?
Yeah, there is work history, which is why, of course, initially it was a lot of work history, which is why he got rejected initially. Um, when he came here, we registered him with vocational rehabilitation, and they tried to get him, they got him some job training, they got him placement, but it would always feel like he can't stay on the job because um, people have a hard time on, the jobs are not trained. They don't have people trained to work with people who have um, learning disabilities and mental health disabilities. They just, want you to come to the job and come to work and do the job.
Right.
But the kind of emotional distress that he would go through would always end him up in the hospital. He would always end up with a hospitalization.
Got it.
And that pattern has still been the case.
So
It's
I want to pause you there. Stay with me on this. When was the last time he worked?
He is working now. He has a placement through Easter Seals, which is sort of cognizant of the situation. So
Right.
he's only working. He's working uh, 3 days a week for about 5 hours a day. That's about all he could tolerate.
Okay. So he's insured for Social Security. Does that language sound familiar to you? Like he would be eligible to get a check. He's worked enough.
No, I'm not familiar with that. Okay, so I didn't have custody of him when he was a child, and um, I wasn't privy to a lot of that kind of information. So I was told to inquire about that, but I just didn't get anywhere.
Okay. So if you look at, say, he's 31, you said. So let's look at, say, the last 3 years. What percentage of the time has he worked? Like 20, 50, 60% of the time?
If I had to put a number on it, I would say maybe 30% of the time. But it's
Okay.
kind of hard because it's been up and down and off and on. Sometimes he's gone long periods with no work at all because he
Right.
couldn't manage it. Sometimes he did, like I said, the best advice I was given was to go through VR, and they would kind of try to help manage that. And he has kind of gone through several different contractors who work with VR. And one of them, the first one, which was my favorite one, they worked really closely with him. And but they kind of came to the conclusion after a couple of hospitalizations, they were like, he's just not able to do it. And they wrote him this really nice long letter recommending that he should be qualified. But when he went through the disability process, it was just
Right.
didn't get
Well,
anywhere.
yeah. And so I'll come back to that in a minute. The doctors that he's seeing, is he in consistent treatment?
Well, the short answer is I don't know because, like I said, he's an adult now,
Ah,
and he doesn't live with me, but he lives close by. I help him manage his affairs as best as I can, but I don't have guardianship over him. It's just I just am in a situation where I'm not sure what to do.
right.
Um, I've asked around. I can't afford a lawyer because I mean I'm barely treading water
Right.
myself. And
Sure.
I've asked the people who are supposed to be in the know, and they don't really seem to know exactly what to do.
Okay.
Um, there is some community organization who's supposed to be working with him. They said they're going to try to help him apply for disability again. Um, what I worry about is the limbo of the whole situation. Are we looking at another 5 year track of him being applying, being rejected, trying to reapply, appealing, just for to ultimately end up rejecting again? I just don't have it in me to bounce back from things like I used to. My health is bad, and
Mm.
sometimes I feel like I'm holding on by a thread.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Patrick, what's his name?
His name is Patrick Hatch
Oh,
Jr.
Patrick.
I'm
Junior.
All right.
senior.
So maybe you can get him to listen to the replay of this. Just send him the link. Here's the steps. The first thing is with the other Patrick, your son, is if he is in a situation right now where he knows he can't work like full time, and he's working a little bit right now, he said like 5 hours a week, then he really needs to look himself in the mirror and say, listen, I need to do something about this. And he's young. That's part of the challenge. And my position with, even if he was, in his 50s, I would say, look at it as a short-term solution, getting your disability income and then returning to work. Because in the big picture of things, he could go through the process, get approved, and still work and earn the same amount of money that he is right now and keeping his benefits because he's earning a low amount of money, right? So the steps for him would be make sure that he is in treatment for all of the conditions that he has. Because as a young individual, Social Security is going to look at this Patrick and say, oh my God, we got to pay him for years, right? And that's one of the reasons, in my opinion and experience, it's so hard to get young individuals approved. We've helped lots, but it needs to be done right. So look himself in the mirror, treatment for everything. And then as far as the approval process is going through, he will likely get denied at the initial application. What state are you in?
North Carolina.
He'll get denied again at the reconsideration and have to go to a hearing again. That's just the way it is. But he'll still be able to maintain that work. Now, listen, if he can pivot and he can return to work full time, you can always stop the application. It doesn't cost you anything except, angst. So I want to address your the attorney concern. Now, here at the Disability Digest, at the end of the program, I'll show people how they can get involved and they can get access to a course and do it all on their own. But if you want to use a disability representative, which could be an attorney or a non-attorney representative, there is a fee structure that is performance-based that requires no money up front for most of the people that do the work. They only get paid if they win the case. So what that means is somebody that takes a case like Patrick's, they got to really scrutinize it and say, all right, if I invest in this, Patrick, am I going to get my money back?
All right.
So when they get paid on a percentage of the back benefits every month that he's proven to be out of work, there's 25%. It's a standard contract that every representative has with the Social Security Administration. So you can take your hands out of your pocket. It shouldn't, not going to cost you any money. But if Patrick chooses to go this route, he would be allocating a percentage of his back benefits in exchange for that professional assistance. Okay. So I hope that is giving you some insight as what to do. The main thing is, if he continues to just work a little bit and not apply, he could potentially lose his access if he's eligible for Social Security benefits. It could go away because it expires after 5 years of low to no income.
Okay.
And then that's when you're going to have a problem because he has access to low to no resources, social assistance, right? And that's where it could get really expensive for you. So definitely as a parent, you want to keep that in mind to mitigate your potential, exposure.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Did you have
right.
a second question?
No, you covered it.
Okay, good. Thank you for joining us. Hey, let us know what happens. We'd love to hear the outcome of this and with the other Patrick, that'd be great. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Patrick.
All
All
right.
right.
We have any questions from chat?
We have a comment here from Diana. She said, as of January 1st, my Eliquis for blood clots is now going to cost me $600 for January and $130 for each month from February through December. Looks like blood clots are going to kill me, and I don't qualify for extra help. Any tips we can give her?
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna say that's the same thing I went through. I got put on Eliquis also, and that's where that Medicare prescription payment plan comes in, because they can spread that cost out over 12 months.
So the most that you would have to pay is the $2,000.
Correct.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
They take that $2,000 and divide it by 12, and that's what you'd pay per month.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a game changer.
But you have to keep in mind, you got to take in consideration the cost of the medications. Is it going to be worth it?
Well,
Because
she had what, 300 something initially?
per month, well, yeah, that would, first 2 months would cover the cost of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good input, Philip. Okay.
Right.
There you go. Solution. What's next?
Right. Yeah, we don't have any other questions for now, but I think our line is still open for those who wants to join us live
Mm-hmm.
and ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the link is in the comment section. I pinned it so that you would see it on top.
Yep. And while that's going on, I want to explain the services here at the Disability Digest and how we can help folks. You're definitely, certainly welcome to continue to join these events. We hope you do. And watch the 2,000 and something videos that are out there on our YouTube channel. But the best way we can help you is if you join us as a member. And you can do that by coming in here and clicking on this green button right here. And when you click on the green button, it's going to bring you through a series of questions that will help us understand where you're at in the process. Maybe you're trying to get approved. Maybe you're already approved. Maybe you've been like the other individual, applied and denied. And it's that information that allows us to get you to the right information and resources to help you out. So it takes like the guessing out of it. And there's no charge for the membership. We're supported by sponsors. We're in the partnership program with YouTube. And there's ads on some of our videos and services that we provide. So we can do this work at no cost. So once your membership is filled out, some of the common ways that we can help you is through the approval process. We have a course that's broken down into 4 segments, like how to file your initial, what to do while waiting, your reconsideration appeal, how to prepare for your hearing, all of that. And I just want to isolate one area. If you are in the initial application phase, like you're just filing your application or you filed it, there's 7 basic steps that you need to take in addition to submitting your information if you want to maximize your chances of getting approved. And it's all in the course, right? Otherwise, you just are submitting your information and there's like 1.7 million people a year that go into the system. There isn't anything there that's going to communicate to Social Security really that you qualify. So getting the right information from these 7 steps is really critical. And again, there's no charge for the course. You join us as a member. You can even get access in some situations to an advocate like Nadine or Philip that can guide you to the right sections. Now, if you don't want to do any of this and you want to have it done for you, then discussing a representative option with us is certainly there for you. And it might be a fit, it might not. Maybe we know somebody that can help you, but you'll have the course whether you use a representative or not. So that's one.
Yeah.
The next thing is when you're approved, you can have your benefits reviewed. Like if we're working with you as your representative, once you're approved, we're going to review your award letter and everything. But if you use somebody else or do it on your own, you can request a benefit review. And so can members. Periodically, we send out the opportunity for individuals to have their benefits reviewed. So how does that work? Social Security disability benefits have different features, like the extra help feature that Daphne talked about. Some people know about it, some people don't. And if you don't know about it, it's probably costing you what, like $1,800, no, $185 a month times 12 is right. So it's just one thing. And then there's other nuances that you could find out about that you may be paying for, you shouldn't be, things that you're entitled to and you're not getting. But you wouldn't know that unless you do a benefit review, unless you can do this all on your own. So that's two. The next thing is with the membership, a lot of people are concerned about losing
Their
their benefits.
benefits.
Continuing disability reviews. So we have a 10-step course put together with industry expert attorney James Mitchell Brown. Helps you prepare, helps you understand what to do when you get it, how to pass it, and if you get stuck or denied, what your options are. I'm going to just go through 4 of the popular features that we have here. The last one is our benefit protection program. If you meet with us, do a benefit review, we find a benefit solution for you, you enroll in it, and we become your agent of record for your Medicare and helping you with your benefits, then you have access to the benefit protection program. And if you get a CDR, when you get your CDR, you have access to us not only for the course that we just provided, but also for guidance and assistance. If it ends up going down and getting denied and going to court, then you'll have access to our legal team, the same team that helps people get approved to get your benefits restored and back. So we haven't had anybody in the program yet that has lost their benefits in the benefit protection program. So those are some of the things that we do. Again, the first step is to join us as a member and just click the green button and come on over and join us. So before we wrap up, is there anything else that we should cover?
Yeah, we do have several questions that came in here.
Yep.
We have a question from Kiwi. She said, I don't understand why I pay $484 monthly out of my check to pay for insurance.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
Maybe is she paying for her Part A?
I think,
People have to pay their Part A and a Part B.
I wonder if she's a disability recipient. Could we find that out?
yeah, Kiwi, yeah, if you're still watching, you might want to give us some more input and context about the question. Anyway, we also have
review for her.
I have Nadine, I think I see something here. Is this KIWI?
yeah.
There's another comment in there that says she's paying $184. That would be her Medicare Part B premium.
184. Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. I thought I heard another number. So the $184 is the Medicare Part B premium, right? And so as Daphne talked about on the top of the program, the extra help is an option for her, perhaps.
Okay.
Well, she's paying additional. Is this premium on the plan or is this premium on her Part A, Part B? We need to know that.
I don't think she does. I think she just sees $184 monthly coming out of her check.
Okay, then that is the Part B.
Part B.
Yeah.
And if she thinks that she can qualify for the state to pay her Part B premium, she should go ahead and check and go into Medicare.gov.
Yeah.
And there's a form there that she could use.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
And yeah, another question from Nick. I was told by Medicaid that my monthly disability income is now too high to be fully covered by Medicaid. Can you help me, please?
That's a tough one. I don't know of a way to help.
No, that means he now doesn't qualify for Medicaid because he makes too much money.
Right. This happened a few years ago when we had the 8% or so cost of living increase. It bumped checks up and knocked people like out of a range of extra help. which is unfortunate. Although maybe the COLA was what did it this year, and it would still apply. But I don't know, Daphne, keep applying? Is that like periodically? Because that changes, right?
It doesn't change. I mean, if he's already above that amount for him to qualify for Medicaid, there's nothing. I mean, I wouldn't want him to go down, that's for sure. So
Right.
his income is just going to keep increasing.
Yeah. All right.
You
I
can
would, I
always
guess I
talk
would,
to Medicaid, see if they
yeah,
have any other programs out there to help
yeah,
them.
yeah. I mean, look at it from another way. If you're getting hit and losing money, is there a way that you can get it back? I'm all about the side hustle.
Mhm.
What is it that you could do? And we spend a lot of time here on that because going down that road, I don't see any option for you, but there's a lot of options if you have some time, and you can do something. Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. And one last question, which I think I can answer, and you can add to it if my answer is not sufficient. uh, the question is, how do you know if you qualify for SSDI? So I think uh, two main requirements for eligibility. Number one is your work credits. So you must have worked and paid into Social Security um, for at least 5 years over the last 10 years. So that's 40 work credits to qualify. And then second, of course, your disability status. So you must have a medical condition that meets SSA's definition of disability. So I think those are of course, there are other factors, but I think those are the two main eligibility requirements, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. Um, Anything else today?
That's, yeah, I think that's pretty much the questions that we have.
All right. Well, for me, I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I've learned a bunch. Good to have the Daphne and Philip and Nadine collaborating on this event. So that's been great. And remember, folks, we do these on Wednesday, most Wednesdays, unless something disrupts our schedule. So mark your calendar for next week. We're going to continue in this area of helping you find ways to maximize your disability benefits. Of course, get approved. So if you know somebody else that would benefit from this, invite them to come join us. We'd
Yep.
love to have them. All right.
All right.
Daphne, Philip, Nadine, once again, thank you very much. Till the next time, everybody. Make it
Thank
a
you for
great
inviting us.
day.
Yeah, have a good day.
Take
Have a
care.
good day, everyone.
Good day.
Bye
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
bye.